That's just a principle. Okay, that's just a principle. Good leg up, bad leg down. Okay. Another question is about canes for the same question. Okay, for the same question. Okay, where will the caregiver stand? Okay, where will the caregiver stand during ambulation? It's on the affected side, just like the same with crutches, because that's the side that the patient needs you. Okay, another thing, health teaching, select all that apply. Where are you going to hold the cane if you're the patient? I'm gonna give you a scenario, just like in NCLEX. The patient has left-sided weakness. Okay, I will repeat. The patient has left-sided weakness. So which side of the body you will offer the cane? On the left hand or on the right hand?
Right.
What about the rest?
Right.
Assist.
Okay, on the right hand, of course. Why on the right hand? Because how can you hold the cane on the weak side? The patient will just fall. So it has to be on the stronger side. Some question may use the word strong side. Some questions may use the word unaffected, unaffected side. But they are just the same. So the cane must be held by stronger hand. Okay. Another thing, so you have to adjust the cane as well on the level of the hip bone. If it's too low, the patient might fall forward. If it's like too high, it's going to be very hard for the patient to walk. No leaning on the cane, the patient might fall. Another question in NCLEX, how would you instruct the patient to walk while using cane? This is the principle. Pay attention. Move the cane with the affected leg. With, okay? It's not alternate. It should be with. So that means if the patient, okay, let's put it in a scenario. The patient has left-sided weakness. Let's continue using that. The left patient has left-sided weakness. Where is the cane? On the right hand. So how would you instruct the patient to walk? Okay? Okay, so how would you do that? The first is to use the right hand with the cane with the affected leg, which is what? The left leg. Perfect. So that's how you would understand. You will see it in option. How would you instruct the patient to walk? A, okay, right hand with the cane with the left leg. And then the other options is just gonna confuse you. The rule is move the cane with the affected leg. Since you put the cane, you place the cane on the stronger side on the right hand. When you move the right hand, the affected leg should move with it. So right hand and left leg. So that's how is the combination is. Okay? Because that cane will serve as the support for the affected leg. So that's why it has to move with, okay, the affected leg. So that's the principle. It's very easy. Same thing. The patient has right-sided weakness. Where are you going to place the cane? On the left hand. So how do you instruct the walking? Left hand and what? Left leg or right leg?
Right leg.
Right
Left leg.
I will repeat. The patient has right-sided weakness. Of course, we're opposite. Right-sided weakness. Where are you going to place the cane? Left hand or right hand?
Left.
Left.
On the left. How would you instruct the patient to walk? Is it like left hand with the right leg or left hand with the left leg?
Left
and right.
Left and right. Perfect. So that's the principle I'm kind of like teaching you. Good. Any question so far before we proceed to cardiovascular? Okay, now, first on the list. Okay, first on the list, cardiac enzymes. Have you heard of this? Cardiac enzymes? Okay, probably Mr. Arado. Do you remember CKMB, troponin, and myoglobin? All right, they are cardiac enzymes. Okay, first, cardiac enzymes only increases like in the muscle serum. Remember muscle serum? What did I tell you? Muscle serum only elevates whenever there is a muscle injury. Same thing with cardiac enzymes. The only time cardiac enzymes will elevate is if there is myocardial damage or MI. It is not supposed to be high. If it is high, that means there is MI. Understand? Okay. There are a lot of cardiac enzymes, trust me, but the most common cardiac enzymes we'll encounter in NCLEX are these three: the CKMB, the troponin, and the myoglobin. A CKMB, troponin, and the myoglobin. Mr. Rado, I see a table here. Do I need to memorize all of them? I'm so stressed out seeing all of this number. Okay, first, if there are numbers here that I want you guys to remember, it's just the normal values. Okay, what about for the onset and peak? It is not that important. They seldom ask about the onset and the peak, but they ask a lot about the normal values. So, Mr. Rado, are they gonna ask me like, which among the following is a normal value of CKMB? A, 26, B? No, that's not how they will ask it. What's gonna happen is this in NCLEX. You know how you will encounter in NCLEX? These normal values or these numbers will be in the question. The question that my student encountered was, the patient has a laboratory report that says CKMB at 86 units per liter, sodium at 135, at 135. So what I'm trying to say is they're gonna include in the 135 megs per liter. So that's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to say is they will include the result of the lab test in the question, and they're gonna ask you the management on how you would address, that abnormality in the result. Let me give you an example. The lab test says CKMB of 86 units per liter, sodium at 135 megs per liter, potassium at 4 megs per liter. With that numbers, you know that sodium and potassium are within normal range, but not CKMB. Then after that, the question say, which among the following intervention is important for the nurse to do? And the answer was, have the patient lay down and rest for assessment. Why do you think that was the answer? Because the fact that the CKMB is high and they're considering MI, that means the patient must not be doing any activities. The patient must be lying down for possible cardiac arrest. That's why that was the answer. So they're gonna give the result in the question, and it's up to you to know if it is like abnormal or not. And after you deciphering that is abnormal, which of this is the best action to do? That's how they will ask it. So don't mind about the onset, about the peak, about the duration. They're not gonna ask you about it. They will indirectly ask you of the normal values by putting it on the question as part of the question. So that means if you don't know the normal values, more likely you will guess, is it high or low? I'm not sure, see? So that's why if there is anything here that you need to remember is in the normal value. Even for the description, you don't need to memorize them. Save your memory cells. Troponin is sensitive, regardless whether TROP-T, TROP-I, TROP-C, it doesn't matter. In NCLEX, troponin is troponin. That's it. It has a high affinity myocardial damage. It will not ask you about which one of the following has a higher affinity. TROP-T, TROP-I, TROP-C. That's ridiculous. I never encountered that kind of question. All right? So what you just need to know, if it's troponin, yes, it's a sign that there is a myocardial damage. So you need to remember the normal values. It should be less than 0.20 and less than 0.30 for TROP-I and then for TROP-T. This is all that you need to remember. Myoglobin says, look at this. Myoglobin elevates.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So I got an option for the myocardial infarction which one will be the first one to get higher in the myocardial infarction, and the options were CKMB, troponin, myoglobin, and
yes. Yep.
so So I am assuming it's troponin is the first one to be higher.
Yes, that is correct.
Right.
I'm about to tell you that. So between all of these have a high affinity, but between CKMB and troponin, so it's a troponin that has a higher affinity, in MI. Yes, I'm about to go there. Thank you for saying that. Why? Because look at myoglobin. Myoglobin will elevate within an hour. Look at this. It will elevate within an hour. But look at CKMB, it will elevate after 3 hours, and troponin will elevate after 3 hours. But why is it that the gold standard, the laboratory test for MI is not myoglobin, still it is troponin or CKMB? And you know the reason why? Is because myoglobin is present not only in the heart, but it is also present in other muscles. So in short, if the result of myoglobin is high, they are not sure if it is because of cardiac or if it is because of other muscle injury. Unlike in CKMB and troponin, once they are elevated, they know that it is because of the damage in the heart. So if you will encounter that same question between CKMB and troponin, it's going to be that troponin, it has a more and a higher affinity. Okay, if in case you will be asked to choose. Okay, good. Yeah, that's a common question that you encounter with this. Okay, so yeah, let's move forward. So aside from cardiac enzymes, another in the cardiovascular is the indicators of inflammation. What is this, Mr. Arado? That means if these two are elevated, it means that the heart has an infection, or if not, an inflammation. What are those, nurses? An elevated ESR and an increased C-reactive protein. I will repeat. The levels of these two will only elevate if there is an inflammation. That's why it is called indicators of inflammation. Remember, we will discuss this cardiovascular on our 4th week. We have a lot of inflammations in the heart. It will be endocarditis, myocarditis, rheumatoid, what do you call this one? Fever, rheumatic heart disease, and all of those, endocarditis. Those are examples of infection in the heart. And if you will check the ESR and the C-reactive protein, they are elevated and they are increased. That's why it is called indicators of inflammation. Remember that. And that is not only for the heart. ESR and C-reactive protein are also for other parts of the body that has an inflammation. They tend to increase and they elevate. Okay. Another most common important concept here is the blood coagulation test. Okay. The blood coagulation test. There are a lot. Okay. There are a lot of blood tests. But the most common blood test that I want to share with you that I know is pertinent for your NCLEX are the prothrombin time, the APTT, and the PT with INR and the APTT. And they usually linked it with medication. Let me explain this to you. Like, for example, the prothrombin time.